You've reached call in Mockery.
Should we?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to Call in Mockery. Let's have a ball. Can't use that. Oh, never mind.
I'm just doing the real song now. We can use it because no one else is using it right now because everyone's outside marching. And if Netflix, you just gave 0.0002% of your profits, and Syncope, you gave 0.002% of your profits, we could have another season of Succession. That show's actually done. We could have another season of The Walking Dead. Actually, that show's actually already off the air. Okay, well, actually, I don't even care. I don't even need TV. There's so much freaking TV to catch up on.
I don't even like TV.
I don't even like TV. These actors can march all they want. I don't even watch it.
I don't even have a TV in my house.
I don't even have a fridge.
I only read books. I read Das Kapital and make fun of it while I read it.
I read the back of DVDs like Das Boot. I read the back of Das Boot, and it says, quote, "This is the best movie ever." And guess what? I'll never watch it.
Make fun of it.
I make fun of it. It's called Das Boot. Yeah, I wear them on my feet.
Das Boot.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If
Yes,
we can't, but
SNL
SNL can't, but we can. You know,
We're not sagging.
we're not sagging.
We're not on the sagging wagon.
We're not wagga. So I think and then I do see people are like, if you're talking about any struck work online, you will not get into SAG. You will not get into the WGA.
They're gonna look back on this.
If you look back on this, sorry.
If you look back on this, God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I'm
for
sorry.
sifting through the muckety muck. Okay, beware the mucky muck, my son. The episodes that king suck.
But then I think, some people get waivers to do press and stuff. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. Just you either strike or you don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, Robert Downey Jr. wants to talk about Dr. Dolittle too.
I was gonna do it, but
I know you were getting ready for it. You were some kind of Dr. Dolittle. That was Landon. Watch the video.
yeah, pretty good, huh?
Well, what do you got going on this week? You have a song about a fish or something you want to... You do?
Well, this is a song that I wrote. I started, "Might not a little song I wrote, but I want to sing it note for note." What's interesting is that song, "Don't Worry, Be Happy," was sung famously, by Bobby Darin, but more famously by the fish, Big Mouth Bass.
Yeah.
That's on the wall, and if you walk by it, "Don't worry."
What if you wrote a song
happy.
and people thought a fish wrote it?
God, people don't even know about Billy the Big Mouth Bass anymore, do they?
Oh my gosh. You go to Menards now and it's like, here's a Garmin. Well, when I was a kid, I'd go to Menards and there was a wall with
A whole wall of them.
Yeah. And as you walk by them, just a wall of kissing fishes.
It's like that scene from that reprehensible film, The Last Jedi.
Yes. Salt.
Where Ray's in the cave and she snaps, and it's an infinite number of rays, and they all snap.
Why'd that happen?
What do you call that?
That's a psychomantium.
Yeah. Why did it happen? Well, because a psycho man
named Tim.
named Riam thought he could make a good movie, and he did.
Then she snaps and she sees a bunch of them.
Didn't think I was gonna say that.
Aha! Take us down now, SAG. We're being happy for you.
But then I also heard that if you criticize the work that you're talking about, you're fine. So
Is that why every podcast I listen to, they're all talking about things they've been in?
probably.
Our bosses suck. Netflix sucks. It's like you're gonna work again at some point.
Yeah, you might not want to.
And Greg Grewal, the guy that owns Netflix, is gonna come to your room.
In episode 36 of Colin Mockery, we entitled "Fishy Like People."
Mm-hmm.
The date May 17 of this very year, 2023.
Yeah.
We brought up, we were riffing like we do about having a band, and one of our songs, I think, was Fishy Like People, or that was the band, Fishy Like People.
Yep.
And a song title that we said Fishy Like People would make if we did start a band called Fishy Like People. One of the song titles would be Branzino If You Do.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm in a nightmare.
This is the Psychomantium. We're going to keep doing this.
I'm looking in a mirror of myself, and I'm seeing Branzino If You Do at the end of it. Yeah, on your headstone when you die, there's a date, right? And then there's a little dash and another date. And if you look at that dash, right above that dash, it says Branzino If You Do.
On everyone's.
Yes. It's that dash that represents your life. And it's all Branzino If You Do.
So May 17th, we released the episode. I was looking through my notes for stuff to talk about on the show.
Uh-huh.
Had nothing.
Yeah.
Okay,
peeling back the onion layer a little bit.
Went back, saw May 17, 2023 at 12:13 p.m. So around noon, the day that episode released, I said to myself, Self, we should do the song Branzino If You Do by Fishy Like People. So I wrote down some lyrics. It's not a completed song. And by the way, if I am attached to an idea, I will usually complete it, and you will have heard the song on the show. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that didn't happen for this. So I'm not saying it's good, but I am saying that I'm going to read the incomplete lyrics for you here today, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Are you going to pull up some music for us, or what are you doing?
I mean, I guess I could.
No, please don't. I'll add it. I'll add it later.
I would love to have a chance to pick some music.
No, I'll add it later. A dramatic reading of the song Branzino If You Do by Fishy Like People, the fake band. Branzino If You Do. Like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's good.
Branzino If You Do, Branzino If You Don't.
Put this in black and white.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Branzino If You Do, Branzino If You Don't. It's European sea bass, and you're a being an ass when you order it. Going on a date, try to premeditate how much you're gonna spend on your new friend. Look at the menu and see the price for the fishy, not listed to the right. It says market price. You just order water, they get a cocktail. Suddenly, your stomach hurts, so you try to bail. Go to the bathroom, another person in a stall. Going through hell now, you really don't feel well now. That was Branzino If You Do by Fishy Like People.
Wow. Did you rhyme now with now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the point where I said, well, this is nothing, and gave up. From the looks of it anyway, folks. Now, I also noticed now reading it for the first time in a few months that the comedic conceit would be Fishy Like People, we're going to play a song about Branzino. And then suddenly or not suddenly, it's kind of a slowly, it takes a left turn into being stuck in a bathroom with someone who's destroying the toilet next to you.
That's comical.
It's kind of the comedy song, because if you're doing, here's what I hate about a lot of comedy songs that people do online and stuff. It doesn't have to be a song. They're just saying stuff or singing stuff to a song, but I think a comedic song there should be a reason that it should be a song.
The problem with a comedic song in that sense is you're calling attention to this as a joke. When it should be more, the illusion is that it's in the conversation, it's the observation. Yeah. When you've then produced it ad nauseum,
right?
It's the problem with filming stand-up for movies. I know it's fake,
right?
You know,
right?
Can I give you something?
Well, and my point more so is that, like, a good comedic song, the first verse should play out like a joke. The first verse is like a setup. The chorus is the punchline. Then the second verse is sort of once the twist of the punchline has happened, then the second verse is capitalizing on that. So you set up, this is just a song about Branzino. Just to give you an example.
Right. Or, this is not something you would do necessarily.
Then the chorus hits, and you're like, either it's like a punchline on that, or it's a twist, and suddenly, oh, actually, no, the song that I thought was from this point of view is actually from the point of view of a dog. And then the second verse knows that the audience knows that you're in on the joke. So now you can start getting more specific about, I'm colorblind. I can't, I smell my friend's butthole to see what he's been up to this week, that sort of stuff. These are things like a dog would talk about. And then you can escalate from there. But so often I see now just guys with acoustic guitars at a stand-up, like a open mic or like a set at a club, and it's just like, my dad told me when I was a boy that he was also young and also a boy once. And his granddad told him exactly the same thing when he was a young boy. And it's nothing. It's nothing. It's never is.
Yep.
I hate that. Go ahead.
What is Dave from Alvin and the Chipmunks' favorite way to measure heat?
I don't even want to say it.
Kelvin! What about this? Here's something else. This is for something else I'm working on, but I'll just give it to you right now because I'm kind of dry on material. I have an idea for a movie where John Lovitz plays a robot who goes rogue and ends up becoming infatuated with potato chips. It's called I Love Utz. So there's something. I went out to eat the other night and there was a hair on my hamburger. It made me say the same thing that my grandmother did when my brother and I asked her what foreign language we should learn when we were kids. Check, please.
We're just doing jokes now. Okay, let me pull up some of mine.
How's this for you?
Okay.
How can my brother be cisgender? He's my brother, not my sister. That's one for the people to they're going to pull that out and they're going to say, this is how Joey always is. And people are going to listen to the full episode. They're going to say, actually, he was making fun of Landon and the type of stuff that Landon does.
No.
And I will be the hero. Who are you going to do?
No one. I was going to do Jimmy Rhinestone.
Uh-huh.
Which that's a deep cut from another episode that I just saw a note about.
And I mean, I can't give all this stuff away because you guys, you'll know when it hits.
No, you should.
When the special drops, you'll be aware of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all over TikTok the way these guys are that play their guitars. And the one guy, a lot of people just talking to people in the audience, and now I'm starting to not trust anyone because they'll do something so specific. Where I'm like, why would someone do that at a show? And why were you filming it with such good cameras? Why is everyone just filming all their sets now?
That's how they get clicks, man.
But when I go to a show, I have to put my phone in a bag, but they get to keep their phone out.
Yeah.
They say, well, someone in the audience might yell something, and I can go, oh, you like my shirt, huh? And then they look around the room, kind of like, get a load of this guy. Oh, you like my shirt in the audience? Some guy goes, nice shirt.
Well, here's what's funny. When we saw, I'll just say it. It's not that big of a deal. When we saw Mark Normand, all of his online clips are someone shouts something out, and he's like, what? Oh, Bill Maher? Yeah. More like Bill... He'll say something about Bill Maher.
Okay.
No, someone will shout something out and he'll say, oh, yeah, whatever. And then he'll make a joke about it. That's all of his clips. And then we saw him. He did his set. Mm-hmm. Like, he did an hour. And then at the end, he was like, all right. So does anyone have anything they want me to talk about? Like, obviously, okay, the show happened, and now I'm going to get my little content for the online. And then people would shout stuff out, and you could tell, like, I've seen him do on his clips the stuff that he did that night, because people would just shout out, like, I can't remember what was going on at the time, but whatever is topical at the time. And if he has a joke about it, that's the one he can hear. You know? Everyone's shouting something. He's like, oh, Biden? Yeah, sleepy guy, huh? And you're like, I think he's a funny comedian. It's just like to see how it works for everyone now.
It kind of you peeked behind the curtain a little bit,
and you always do, which is like also kind of the funny thing of podcasts, where every comedian has a podcast, and you just hear them coming up with material for every week of the year, and then you see their stand-up special, and you're like, well, they've told this story 18 times. I know this already. Although now, here's the other thing too, is like now you hear bad things about everyone.
We knew someone that ran into John C. Reilly at an airport, and I remember them saying that basically he was rude to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but this came up in my head a little bit ago, because he was like, the way he said it was, I went up and told him I like Step Brothers.
Right.
And I asked him for a picture, and he was like, I'm with my boys. Was how I was told the story by this idiot.
Yeah.
And I was always like, that's so weird. Like, why would he? I don't know. Just like it made me feel crummy about him.
Right.
But then like as I thought about it, I was like, well, he was talking about his kids.
Probably, yeah.
The way he said it was, he's like, I'm with my boys. And I thought he meant, when I first heard it,
yeah, like his friends.
I thought he meant like, I'm with my friends, like, don't, like, leave me alone.
Right.
But I'm like, that's not how John C. Reilly would say something.
No.
But it was also like, I'm with my kids, and probably just there's got to be some separation, some understanding of like, I'm at the airport, like I'm busy with.
Hey man, I'd love to, but I'm with my boys.
The way I was told the story was that like he was a dick
right.
to this person I know, but also knowing this person more than I know John C. Reilly, who if he was rude
John
to
C.
someone,
Reilly.
I'm not like, I don't have John C. Reilly fan art in my room anymore. Like I'm not like. Yeah. I have no reason to stick up for John C. Reilly, but I'm like, I'm sure he's a fine person.
He seems nice.
Yeah.
Every other thing I've heard about him is he's nice.
The way that I was told the story as I thought about it.
But yeah, that kind of ruins it. Did I don't know if I said it on here. I think I told you some guy that we know, and I'm a friend, I would say, I was telling him about seeing a comedian, Chris Gethard, who some of you may know. Smash the 319 dub mid if you know. And certainly call in if you have a story about Mark Norman being mean. It does bother me. I'd like to know if he is or not. Anyway, I told him I saw Chris Gethard and it was funny, and I like Chris Gethard. He seems like a good guy. He's a little pipsqueak. He has his little podcast. He does his little comedy, and he basically just kind of sticks to himself and his wife and his kid. Normal, fun, nice guy from everything I've ever heard about him. But this guy, who is a comedian and does travel the Midwest and do comedy shows sometimes, or at least he used to, was like, oh, well, he's canceled. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't admit that you went to a Chris Gethard show or something along those lines. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, he has like abuse accusations against him and like just really bad stuff, dude. I was like, oh geez. So then I felt bad for a bunch of different reasons. For one, I think I know this guy. Yeah. Chris Gethard. I've listened to his stuff for a long time now. I feel like I know him.
And you're like, anyone can just be hiding anything.
Yeah. And then I have to think about it all the rest of the day. Like, yeah, first of all, like this guy kind of alluded to, I admitted that I like him. Yeah. So now I seem like an idiot and like I don't care about stuff like that. Right. And it just seems wrong though. Like it felt like, but I trusted him because he is kind of in the comedy scene, that sort of thing. So like I looked it up. Chris Gethard canceled, and it just showed all of his times that his TV show has been canceled from various networks. Chris Gethard abuse, Chris Gethard, nothing came back. This guy, I spent days just thinking the other shoe was going to drop for Mr. Gethard or something. No, Chris Gethard's fine. He's a good guy. Everything was right. This guy just got confused, I guess. I think he was thinking of Chris D'Elia. Yeah. So that can happen. That sucks.
You can just... That's the thing. Then people are getting information that aren't even, I don't know, processing it correctly and just attributing it to someone else and passing that along. And then maybe you would, if you were stupid, you'd pass that along to me as if it's fact. Yeah. Right. And then someone would be like, I want to go see Chris Gethard. I'm like, actually, we can't because. Yeah. But if you watch the Hillsong documentary, you'll know that some people are nasty. Landon, have you watched the Hillsong documentary? A little 4-part series on HBO Max. Just called Max. And now there's the new one. There's a new one where they interview Pipsqueak Man from the church.
The new one.
You got to watch this documentary.
I'll check it out.
I know you're one of these doco freaks.
I like a doc.
It's a 3-part documentary that's about what's his face. Just watched it. Literally.
Unfortunately, I think the one with my life watched it without me. So now I'll have to play catch up.
Well, you're gonna have to do it. It was it's not the new one where Carl Lentz is interviewed. It's called Hillsong, a Mega Church Exposed, I believe.
On Max too?
Well, no, so the first one is called Hillsong, a Mega Church Exposed, which was on Max. And that one first, it was just last year it aired. There were 3 episodes about Carl Lentz, about how he's a dirty little monster man, and how the church, there's just Hillsong should not be a church anymore. Then they put those out, and guess what comes out? Even more stuff about the church. And so they did a 4th episode where they're like, guess what we didn't expect to happen? The other shoe to drop on the church. So there's like 3 full episodes about this guy, and then there's a follow-up of like, oh, crap. There's a bunch of other stuff happening here. And some stuff about Brian, the guy that started the church or, ran it from his dad. But now there's a new one where Carl Lentz tells his side of the story, where he basically lies.
Is it called From a Different Lens?
That's good. No, I think it was called Carl's Senior's story.
Oh my god! Wow. No, that sounds good. I'll check that out. You watched it?
Yep.
All of them? No.
Just the first
Oh.
series. I watched the first 4. No,
Okay.
I watched that series.
Okay. So now you have
I want to watch the new one that just came out
From
this
Carl's
year.
Eyes.
That's made from some different people where Carl was like, I'll talk to you. And he's kind of grown his hair out and kind of looks like he's like, I've been putting the work in or whatever
Yeah.
to stop, sexually abusing my nannies. And
I do love that when it's just it really is as simple as that, isn't it?
yeah, because then he'll get hired again at a different, they'll be like, well, he did what he said. They don't understand the root of the problem.
The root is, go ahead.
The root is like you've got turnip, you've got
Hey, the root. Play a song I can lip sync to,
Mr. Root.
Play a song I can lip sync to.
Now play it on a children's instrument. There's a Jimmy
Steven
Fallon
Root.
There's a Jimmy Fallon game I want to play. That's the new Saw. That's Saw 10. Hey, I want to play a game.
Okay, that's fun. If SNL was around right now,
Yeah.
he's been oh, when they get back from the strike, he's been gone for quite some time. I want to play a game. And then Jimmy Fallon pops out and he's like, let's play Truth or Dare. Or whatever is game. Let's play What's in the Box.
Or
And celebrities are just running away
Yeah.
from him. They're like, we don't want to play your stupid games anymore.
celebrity impression roulette.
Yeah.
Okay, Elvis singing. Oh, I can't think of a song. Hey, breaking news.
Down
Sorry.
by the bay.
I hate to do this in the middle of the show.
Oh, okay.
This headline just popped up. Jimmy Fallon loves this viral Al Pacino moment. The actor's hilarious admission at a video games award show provided the Tonight Show host with comic fodder. What? Wow.
Just now?
Yeah. Well, 8 months ago.
Why was Al Pacino at the video game awards? None of that makes sense.
Oh,
No, but that's
Forza.
Gran Turismo is a movie now.
You know how they have those steering wheels that you can plug into your video game system? Yeah. I saw one at the store the other day called Thrustmaster. The only Thrustmaster I know is
Carl Lenz.
We've got Carl Lenz here tonight. It's gonna be a great show.
No, that would be a funny parody. Saw, but it's Jimmy Fallon. He's like, I want to play.
Yeah, and you've got celebrities tied up that are they don't want to do it.
Yeah,
But it wouldn't be like
it's like Robert
whose
Pattinson.
game. Yeah, it's got to be people that don't like it. Ariana Grande loves it. She's always going on there, and he's like, "Do Mariah Carey, do it," and she's like, "Okay." And but you've got probably like who? Yes, Robert Pattinson. Who else is a dick? Ed Norton,
Adam Driver.
Adam
probably.
Driver. I don't want to.
Notice how it's all men.
That's interesting. Interesting to think about.
Probably no one wants to, but only men are allowed to not want to,
Yeah,
and it'd be cool.
yeah, because women have to. Okay, yeah, no, it'll be funny. He's like, come on, do it. Do Mariah Carey.
The Roots will play the beginning of a song, okay? And then we'll guess what song it is, okay?
I spin the wheel. It says Dua Lipa. She's like, but I'm Dua Lipa. He's like, okay.
And then he's like, what 3 impressions can you do?
And they're like, what do you mean? That maybe that's part of the parody. He's like, I want to play a game with you. And then they wake up Adam Driver, Ed Norton, and Robert Pattinson with little chains around their neck, and he's like, can any of you do 3 different impressions that we can hit a button and act like it's random?
We'll act like it's random. It's going to be filled with other stuff, but it will either land on Elvis, Crocodile Hunter, or Crocodile Dundee.
And then they decide, and they're like, well, what impressions? So we just have to do the impressions. He's like, I have to do my 3 impressions too.
No!
And he does the same 3.
Yeah.
Every time. He's like, well, I have to do Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Of course. He's so good at it. And I have to do Paul McCartney. Goes without saying.
Yes.
It's the exact same.
Who's the third? Mick Jagger, Paul McCartney. Who's another singer that he can kind of do?
Springsteen.
That's true. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And when he does it with the jeans, when he stands up and he has the jeans and the handkerchief in the back pocket, you know you're in for a show. And then he just goes and does a whole Springsteen song sort of straight.
Yeah. You're like, what am I supposed to be laughing, or
am I supposed to be impressed the whole time? Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Like,
that's
so
sick.
now you're just a cover band doing 6 songs.
Number 1, that's sick. Number 2, cover bands should all.
And by the way, Born in the USA, it's actually not what you think. There's my headline for you.
And cover bands should take a trip to Clear Lake, Iowa, if you know what I'm talking about.
Maybe post up in a cornfield for a night, if you know what I'm talking about.
Just write 1 song.
Try it.
Just try it.
You'll like it.
You can do as many ironic cover songs of female pop stars as you want to, but you'll never impress me until you write a song. I don't care if it's bad. I know it's going to be.
Just do the
Just
song.
do it. Just do one.
Do one. You know
how a song works.
You sing all of them. You know how they work.
I know you want to slow down Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl, and do it like a ballad. I know you want to. But please, for the love of God, write a song. Just try it. You can even use the same chord progression. No one will notice. Just change the words. No one will notice, and you'll get extra points because you already know it's a catchy song. You'll get extra points because, actually, this is pretty good.
Yeah, because you're following the pop song playbook that you so molest every night.
Just try it. I can't do it anymore.
Just do one.
I can't see every person that I care about on social media admitting that they're going to these cover band shows. And they're excited about it. No. Don't do it. If you have to go, let it be known that it's under duress. You don't want to be there. You had to go because someone made you. You had an extra ticket, and they didn't tell you who you were going to go see.
Not only do you like Sail by AWOL Nation, but you're going to go see someone do it that's not even him.
It's not even AWOL Nation.
He's on Red Bull Records. But you're going to go see someone that does it with their friends in their garage and then talk about how crazy it is to be living that life. And what color, and they say, and guess what? A lot of you probably don't know this. Green rooms aren't even green. Yep, it's just one of those things you learn being on the road in a real band that plays Sail by AWOL Nation. And that Imagine Dragons song that they themselves have admitted they don't even like to play. They even said, we don't want to do that anymore, but we have to. We have to do it. And you're out there doing it. Whatever it is. Thunder. Thunder.
It would be hard to do that song.
Yeah.
Because it's just that over and over again.
And I don't want to see you do the rap, and it's funny because you're doing the rap and you're white.
You're white, you do the beard, and you have a big long beard, you're dressed.
And then you're doing
a certain color that's maybe normally effeminate, but you were making it so cool.
You're making it so cool, and you're like, you guys remember Chingy? We do, but we don't have to do that.
And you do it kind of ironically, so you have the ability to stay detached from it.
Yes, you are a day walker and a night walker. Like, you have feet in both worlds.
What if an all-white band did a hip-hop song, but actually we're damn good at it,
but actually, it actually rips. Okay, bet you didn't expect there to be a guitar solo
Just
happening.
don't
Stop.
do it. If you want to rap, write your own rap.
Do it.
It's fine. You can try it.
It might not be good.
It won't be. Just do it. Just try it.
Who do you think Nike's talking to if not you?
It's you when they say that. Just do it.
It's
Just write
you.
the song.
Do it.
Stop it. Stop it with Vanilla Ice.
Oh, yes. It's just we were saying do it, and then you switch right to stop it, and I got a little Whiplash. And don't do the Whiplash thing. Don't come
do
out
it,
and cover the scene from Whiplash. The drummer starts going, and then one of you comes out in a tight black shirt, and you're like, "Did I say to start playing?" And everyone in the audience is like, he's doing J.K. Simmons. And you're like, State Farm. What's the song?
Did you watch anything?
The Hillsong documentary.
Oh. I saw Book Club 2, not as good as the first one. And I saw Talk to Me, the horror film, The Hand.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I think there's a better movie in the premise than in the execution, but what can we say?
You told me it wasn't good. Or did you just say it's not really scary?
No, I think I've come around to it is good.
Okay.
It's also one of these where it's like, I know horror movies are actually about personal trauma. It's kind of like that where you're like, that's what it's always been. Like horror has always been secretly talking about something else.
Yeah.
But I think after Babadook or like Hereditary or something, somewhere in the early tens of Mama, somewhere around there, everyone was like, "Oh, but we can just do that all the time. We don't even have to scare you. We can just."
Get Out was a big one.
Sure, Get Out. But Get Out is like up here as far as execution.
Well, that's good, but it was a moment of people going,
Yeah, it's like,
what?
I could talk about something else. But that's the thing about this movie is like, it's kind of like, what if dead people reminded you of someone that was dead? And you're like, well, yeah. No shit.
God, I haven't thought about that.
But anyway, pretty good. Some cool scenes, but I think overall the premise is better than the execution. I do recommend seeing it if you want to, though.
Have you started?
Everyone's Australian. You can't understand them.
That makes it a little scarier because
I found out they're YouTubers.
All of them.
The director and the I think they wrote it together, but they were YouTubers that did like, what if Captain America fought Batman, and they would do like crazy stunt work in their YouTube videos, and then progressively got more and more money to do YouTube videos, and then got to do a movie.
Well, you're seeing us on YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sure.
What's that? Have you watched The Bear yet?
No.
This is... I love TV right now. There's so much good stuff on. The Righteous Gemstones is the funniest show on TV. There's also another show I'm watching that's the funniest show on TV, and I can't remember what it is.
Wow.
What am I watching? Maybe it is, The Bear is incredible. Just watch. It will take you quick. The episode last night that I watched was so stressful that
It took you quick?
I'm taking a quick break from it. It took me quick. It will take you quick. It didn't take me quick.
Oh, well, what the hell? What's the difference?
Watch the first season, see if you want to go into the next season.
No, I do mean to check it
And
out.
you will. Righteous Gemstones is great. What's his... Oh, no. What We Do in the Shadows, new season started.
Oh, right.
Incredible. There's just so much good stuff happening right now.
Yeah.
And I've been jaded for so long. Can you turn the lights now?
And meanwhile, I've just continued rewatching King of Queens. What's with that?
Yeah, I mean, I've also watched 7 seasons of Vanderpump Rules. So I take the good with there's the salty and the sweet. I watch my prestige TV, and I have a little 2 to 7 episodes a night of trash reality TV. But there's only so much I can watch because the woman with which I live is now watching the original, whatever, Real Housewives. It's just that there's a little too. I can do the one. I can do the one. I can be around when the other one's happening. I'm sitting in the corner going,
That's me in the corner.
I'm doing little things in the corner. I can't talk about that. But what else is on TV?
That's it.
Is The Office still on? Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.